Team NY, will they get their revenge, or will Team Philippines dominate the competition in this KOL Carnival? Ladies and gentlemen, here you guys are watching M3 KOL's Carnival round number 4 between Team Philippines and Team MY. And yes, you can see Team Philippines is going to be on the blue side and Team MY on the red side.
That's right, immediately going for the leash onto the orange buff. And we are already seeing the Clint basically bullying off this Moskov. Now he's going to be playing all alone up top though. So this is going to be pretty tough for him as he's still got mobility. But then again, how would you possibly fend off against a Rafaela who's constantly chunking down your health bars and healing her own teammates as well? So Ikuto isn't really too worried. This time he's going to be the support for the team.
I guess. Seems like Ikuto, has swapping it out. That's going to be first blood in the hands of Team Philippines. Very quick one, apparently. And you can see Helicopter. Can he get a trade-off? Yes, he will. And that's a big takedown for Team MY. A support for a core. And Oaha is in the vicinity as well. He's going to try and challenge Supa. He's going to be in some trouble. It looks like they want to try and engage his Helicopter. Is going to be bursting him down as well. Bobo going to try and harass his way through. But that's just pretty much the end of the skirmish up top.
Yeah, I do like the trading coming in, but they kind of overstayed their welcome. 30 Gaming would have actually survived, and you can see that as much as they do have Purify, it's not going to be really helping him all too much in that sort of situation. Ombo, it goes in for that face check. Now they will be chasing in to secure that turtle. Here comes real manipulation, and they will nuke them down. My word, immediately going in for the turtle as Team Philippines managing to get the upper hand here in that trade. Well, they will fall back. HP bars are low, and that's all that we get from that Team 5.
This is perfect coming from Team MY. I like how this adaptation came in. Remember the game where they had Helicopter playing the Clint, and they had the Matilda to pair it up, which was really fun to watch, because in terms of positioning, Solos is really good at it, but he needs that escape to help him. And now with the buffs coming from Ikuto with Rafaela, it actually helps him get the job done. And this is really nice coming from MY, but that's the thing, right? Even though in theory it's great, Team Philippines, they are keeping up in terms of economy, and you can see the rotations are coming in. They want to pick a fight with Helicopter, but they are going to be surrounded, and Bobo is going to get bursted down as Oaha will take him out.
Yeah, really quick moves, and they're still hunting them down. 30 had to retreat, and this is going to be the crab going over to Ombohaha, while Yuji just got to sit and watch. Like, too difficult for the mage to hold on to this lane, but then again, you still have Ombohaha going on a run, pinning them down to the wall, and Yuji, even with the flicker, he falls, but Ombo is being held back. That's where Supa comes in to cut in from the side, and with pretty much the OG Shadow kill expended, there's no kills coming in for TPH. They went in for a chase, but there will be a retreat pretty much on time with a recall.
Oh my goodness, 30 came in almost. If he was in the right push at the right time, Helicopter might actually have died then and there. But nevertheless here, great defense coming in, and he's immediately back in action. He's gonna go in for the contest. However, in the jungle invades, Supa getting a little bit feisty and cheeky, but Team MY, they're gonna be A-okay. You can see the movements are coming in. The turtle is gonna be the point of objective. Team Philippines, they're waiting for the right moment. 30 Gaming is hiding the right moment. Daddyhood looking for the catch. He misses the mark, and Daddyhood is gonna be out and open. He goes for the bouncing ball. The real manipulation and the feathered airstrike is gonna be enough to completely shut down Team Philippines. They get the trade-off on towards Solos, but at what expense? They lose 3-1, and Team Philippines, they are crumbling in that fight. What a beautiful setup coming from Team MY.
Yeah, and immediately they hop over onto the mid turret, but there will be the first turret still going over to Team Philippines with random just pushing right by, and look at that, such an early immortality being built, so he's not going to be all too bad and valid push coming in. 30 secures yet another turret while he will try to give his life up for it, and I still think that it's decent because you're getting your team goal, but Team MY is still up ahead. They're going to be able to find Ombohaha to make it even, and TPH finding himself back on track when it comes down to the goalie.
Yep, that was a sick play as well. Ikuto Now, gonna be taking a little bit pokes here. They've lost the jungler, but the key core carry coming from TMI is gonna be solos on helicopter, and the Clint is gonna be the most important factor. As you can see, Bobon gonna go for the invades. Purple buff in some trouble. Feather airstrike comes in, but they're swarming into the backlines of Team MY. They're diving towers. Ikuto is gonna be in trouble, but Daddyhood from afar goes in for the slam, catches too. That's gonna be down for Ruby. Random is gonna be the next to fall. What a turn around! What a clutch coming from Daddyhood.
Wow, good defense coming in from Team MY. Now Sumpuk tries to lower down the health bars and dive right in for Daddyhood. Honestly, it's a little bit tricky now for Team PH. They are just trying to play a little bit more of a cross-map play, just opening up wide for some macros, but then again, spots out. Ombohaha goes in for the snipe, not to be able to steal that buff away this time around. Ombong playing a spectacular game. Look at him going 5-2 on this ballot.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, Dirty Gaming has been really cheeky. He's starving of some kind of objectives thus far. He's died 2 times in a row. Team Philippines, they have to somehow find some sort of form for him. And as you can see, the economy is not that far behind. Really surprised that they are both maintaining their lead. Meanwhile, we do see Omboha getting caught out once again despite having 5-3-3. This time, the turtle will be in the hands of Team Philippines for sure, unless Team MY has something to say about that. Seems like they don't exactly have the retribution charge. Looks like they will concede the fight instead. You can see Ikuto trying to bait some sort of situation. Team Philippines, they want to force the issue, but looks like it's just not worth it as of yet.
Yeah, Sumpuk now putting up with the pressure. The rest of Malaysia, they're going to be pummeled down with the real world manipulation in this team fight as they manage to catch UG off. UG having to use the flicker, and Sumpuk just trying to hold them back to be able to juke them out while Random still with inside. They will crash upon him, now losing the armory and will fall down. What a pick up as you see Ikuto this time around. Gonna be having all that's thrown upon him, but he still survives. It's pretty tough to take off this Rafaela.
Oh no! No!
Up all the way from the top of the map. 30
No! Wait, that was a pretty sick shot from Dirty Gaming. Oh my goodness. And now it's going to be the point of interest here. You can see they are going to be trying to take him down. They don't want to give him the lead. And that's a great retaliation coming from MY. And just like that, Bobo might be the next to fall as well. As you can see, Team MY, they're not too happy with losing their Rafaela. And they're all for blood. They've got Sumpuk as well on the sides. The solo kill on the bottom side by solos. This is not looking good for Team VH, and now the purple buff from Philippines is going down for another. And despite all this depth, Team Philippines is still keeping up in terms of economy. You can see the Yeeve is going to be coming in as well. Helicopter is taking a little bit too much damage. Can he escape? He goes in from Flicker, but here comes the last Insanity, and that is going to be his greed being punished. Random is going to be focused down as well. Omaha goes in for the lethal chop, and that is going to be him down for the count as well. Team MY still keeping up the economies, but still Philippines catching up not that far behind. The trade-offs from this game is insane. What happened to Team MY? It seems like they did some sort of extensive bootcamp over these 3 days.
Prepared for this day. They know that they can't stay low on that affair where they last met. It was a 2-0 victory, and it definitely left a sour taste. So they prepared that special recipe with Ikuto going on this Rafaela, making the whole team unkillable, while you see the huge damage output coming out from Ombong as well. This guy he's not a typical tank bellman that you are looking at. 30 now off of position. He's going to be shoving them back, but he won't be able to outlast them all alone. Well, Lupa's being buffed. Easy picking for Team M1.
Yep, well, that's actually happening. There's going to be a trade-off down bottom as well, as Omaha will pay the price, but so far, so good. It seems like 30 Gaming dying, it's a pretty huge blow to VH, but MY, Omaha dying, it's actually not that bad. He's still got a pretty decent lead. However, Ikuto now will be taking full brunt of the real manipulation. He's going to pay the price. Daddy who goes in for the Tyrant's Rage, but they're kind of split off, and currently TMY, they picked the fight that they should not be picking, considering that they've lost Omaha, and that's going to be the price they had to pay. However, as long as Helicopter is alive, this is not going to be an easy push for Team VH.
And the waves are being cleared pretty quickly, but the damage output should be good enough for them to eventually break it. It's so brittle, it just possibly needs a few more auto attack. Another wave of minion will do. But then again, you look at the Lord really melt in terms of health for Team PH to easily secure it, especially when you have the Moscow being around. The problem is this, if they do hit the late game, this Moscow's gonna hurt a whole lot. Now, Sumbak tries to go for the steal, and I believe that he may have actually gotten it. Not exactly. They managed to steal it, but the Lord is coming in. That also means that you get a Lost Slayer box. Clip that, and you will be able to secure it, but Daddyhood, he's off of position. Real world manipulation with 30 Gaming tearing them all down. Ikuto's already being taken off while Random overstays for a bit, but he still has immortality, and he will be able to save it by that last tick of health that he's still holding on to. Sumbak going in for a dive, but Helicopter's going to be holding on as the pressure is mounting from all corners of the inhibitors.
Agreed. Meanwhile, that was a pretty quick lord coming from Team PH as well, out of nowhere. Team MY just could not respond in time, but nevertheless, let's take a look at items real quick from both the sides here. We do see Balmond also transitioning for a tank role, likewise for Daddyhood as well as Ikuto. So they are going to be having a triple tank setup, means there is going to be very, very lackluster in terms of damage output later on towards as the game drags on by. So they're going to be hoping that potentially Helicopter is going to go for a glass cannon build and try and protect him around. So that's going to be a very ideal strat, but as long as Helicopter doesn't die in this fight, Team MY has still got what it takes. However, Philippines, they're looking to close out this game as quickly as they can, and I'm not exactly sure how they can do so, but it seems like 30 Gaming does have the right mindset as well. He's gonna go for a glass cannon build for himself.
That's right, and as we are looking at the rest of Team Philippines recovering really well, they really have to start the fight here. Real move manipulation has already been popped up, and you see the damage output aiming down on Ikuto. He managed to sidestep the spear, but the rest are going on a chase. They found Ruby, and they will just back up. That's just good enough while they have that mid lane being crushed upon their airstrike just to keep them at bay. They still will be able to hang on to the turtle. Supa, he overstayed, and he just was too overzealous to dive right in. 2 members down from the side of TPH and make that another, and that's only going to be UG as well as 30 to hold on for now. The rest of MY should be pushing it.
Agreed. That was a great defense coming from Team MY. Ikuto held down his ground as long as he can, try and survive for his teams. Post up so much healings here, and even I think Sumbak got a little bit greedy trying to finish off the kill. Immediately gets caught by the stun coming from Penjaha. That was insane catch here coming from him. So a beautiful execution gun thus far, but still it's a little bit too safe to be called comfort here. They got a little bit comeback from MY, but economy lead is still in Philippines' hands. They lost a tier 3, but they need to buy a little bit more time. And that's going to be Helicopter coming in here. You can see Omaha is going to try and stall his way through. 30 Gaming might be in a little bit jeopardy there, but they don't exactly have the range to go in for the catch. Now, Real World Division is going to catch Lachan, and he might actually in some trouble. Here comes the Winter Trunker preemptively as well, and he's going to be A-okay. Bobo going for the hook, doesn't want to let Penjahan off the mark, and now here comes the Feathered Airstrike. Goes in for the Wings by Wing, and Team Philippines, they took the bait. They went in for the commitment, and they are going to get punished. 30 Gaming holding on for his dear life, and he's going to be able to survive this, but no, not in the eyes of Helicopter, because here comes the Helicopter as he rains from above, and they all lose their lives, and Team Philippines is gonna take the biggest bait of their life. However, little did they know from behind, Supa looking for the steals. Can he get it?
He's just gonna be waiting across, and this is where the health bars are dropping low for the Lord, but he's a little bit too far away. The Lord secured by Malaysia, while Supa tries to dance it all over the OG Shadow kill. Can he still have any shadows to work with? He dashes onto the other side, and oh
no
my
way.
goodness,
No
look
way.
at the Dukes! But he still has immortality. He bought time for the rest of
Helicopter!
Helicopter shut down with the Will Wolf manipulation. And look at Ikuto melting down as well. A huge play by Sumbak to set this one up. Ombong chasing in for the Eve. but Bobo is holding every one of Team Malaysia all the way back. Better airstrike to respond, and this is where Yuji get blasted off of the land of Dawn.
Oh my goodness, that was a pretty drawn out fight. Sumpak really played that so well with the immortality, setting. Dude, those placements of the shadow was so on point. He was able to set up for his team, but damn, the teamwork coming in is just unreal. But nevertheless, here it's not over yet. The Lord is still in the hands of Team MY. He's gonna take everything from side Team PH to actually defend against this. But as of yet, the Lord has been taken down relatively quickly, so I think it's a pretty decent trade-off coming from Team Philippines. Sumpak, my goodness. But now let's take a quick look at the items as of yet. Sumpak now not even max slotted yet, and I don't know, it feels like it feels like a max slotted Hayabusa already at this stage of the game, and I'm a little bit worried here. However, Helicopter going for the glorious praise just because of the constant burst coming from Yves, and is a pretty interesting choice. Usually we would see people going for the Athena shield, which does a little bit better when it comes to defending against magic power. But in this instances, Yves' skills are pretty much, I would say, like DOT to a certain degree. So the Boris Praise does really help. And now with the real manipulation coming in, hitting a helicopter means that his real manipulation is not going to be hitting as hard as you kind of expect with. And he's actually, you can see in that small skirmish shows a big difference. However, 30 Gaming getting a little bit cheeky. The rest of Team MY is in this vicinity, so 30 Gaming might actually not consider this. But Daddy Hood looking for the dunk, but he doesn't seem to connect the Tyrant's Reach as well.
No.
But 30 Gaming sidesteps his way through, and he's gonna be A-okay. Great clutch coming from him.
Man, he even flickered for that, and this is going to delay some of the powers that Team MY can offer in a huge skirmish. So for the moment, Team PH needing to juggle off the wave. They're shoving in from the side lanes as well. 30 a little bit further from the rest of the team, and Ombohaha is sent to deal with him. Just look at the score lines currently 27-18. A really huge improvement as you compare Team MY's performance on the very first episode of the M3 KOL Carnival. It definitely is a huge model that was a leapfrog of their previous performance, but now a little bit of contest for that buff. While less than a minute, we're going to be looking at the Lord that will turn luminous, and this is going to be a lot harder for them to decide whether should they actually contest for it.
This is kind of crazy considering that how Team MY is just playing it extremely safe. Helicopter, it's pretty understandable they want the power potion up on him, considering that he's just purchased a glorious praise, means that he is gonna have a little bit of diminished damage output later on. But once he has his power potion, things are gonna get a little bit different. So Team Philippines, can they do something about it? They need to catch him off guard. Currently, it's gonna be a tough one here. Daddy Hood going toward the Tyrant's Revenge, doesn't seem to connect, and Team PH, they're still going for the split push potential. They want to get a pick off across the map, but Team MY is not giving it to them yet. So playing it safe is the way to go. Wait for the next Lord. In this case, the lanes has been shoved, and that is going to be the Lord baits coming in Team Philippines. They started the Lord, but they're throwing bodies on at Team MY. As you can see, Random is going to be throwing his body first, but seems like Team Philippines, they're conceding the Lord immediately. They're trying to go for the wraparound, and from behind, look at this Super. He's going to catch the helicopter.
Oh boy.
But seems like helicopter is going to be A-okay. Team MY is very aware of what it is, and Daddy Hood continues to catch onto the back line of Team PH, but they don't seem to be able to combat his way through. But you can see the baits are coming better. Airstrike finally comes in. Bobo might actually burst it down, and finally bursts out the first immortality. Okay, Shadowgate has been used. The Winter Trunket is going to be there for Balachat as well, and that's going to be stalemate coming in. Team MY, they will trade the immortality, but 30 Gaming from behind, he doesn't care. He focuses on the crystal. Can they pick it up? Yes, they can. The steals the rest. The Team Philippines sneak kicks it from right under the nose